Hey guys, this is Stephanie Farron, the Technology Facilitator at Butler High School, and this quick video tech talk is about some Google tools that can increase your productivity in the classroom and at home. So the first tool we're going to talk about is Google Keep. Google Keep's been around for a while. It's basically a to-do list, or if you remember in the old Windows program, we had sticky notes so you could post up on your computer desktop, either the old-fashioned sticky notes, the post-it notes, or the literal computerized ones. And so that's what Keep is. Keep allows you to create a to-do list that you can mark off. It can be shared across all your devices. It can organize you, and you can also share it with other people. So some great ideas to use this with is you can use it with your PLCs to manage tasks. You can use it with classes or groups to do that. You can create a honey-do list with your husband or wife or significant other. You can create great group project dynamics, independent or long-term work to remind people of locations. So let's look at Google Keep. There are a couple ways you can access it. It's an app on Android devices, it is an extension, and it's also a website. So the website is probably the most likely use for it in the school, and it's keep.google.com. Obviously, you want to use this website in a Chrome web browser for its maximized use. On the left-hand side is your menu. Okay, and then you've got your sticky board of notes. So to add a note, you simply take a note, and then you click Done. Now you can customize these notes. So I can change the color palette. So I need to make sure I don't forget milk. So maybe I need to make it yellow, or maybe I want to make first period yellow and second period green. It's up to you. I can share these notes with other people. So I can add someone. So in this case, if I wanted to add my husband, and it doesn't have to be in the CMS domain, although you saw the names pop up. So I have mentioned to my husband now, it's going to be in his Keep, that he needs to not forget milk, and it will literally pop up as a reminder for him. When he remembers milk, then I can check it off as a completed list. So for those of you who love to check off lists and then archive them so you can see that, hey, I have saved this, I did these things today, it would be up there. So it could be a strategy for you creating in your class that, hey, today, open Keep, here are the lists of to-dos, you mark them off as you go, I can see them because I've added you all as collaborators. So it's kind of a neat thing. We can also set reminders, especially if you have your devices synced. So I could set a reminder to remind me at 8 o'clock tonight, or pick a date and time that I need to complete these items. So I can add labels, I can create new labels, I can archive things to look back at them. So there's a lot of quick and easy little things to do with Google. The other thing I can do with Google Keep is if I've added the extension, and we can find the extension in the Chrome Web Store. Okay, so remember, extensions are things that sit inside of the Chrome web browser that we can use without ever leaving it. So under extensions, and I'll have you guys the link on our directions if you want it, you look up Google Keep and you just add it to your browser. So mine's up there. Whenever I'm then at a website, say I go to the Charlotte Observer, I find a really great article about my topic, and I want to remember that article for later, kind of like bookmarking a page, then all I have to do is click the Keep extension in the top right corner. And so when I do that, it will bring up my Google Keep. I can add my note, like great article for class. I can set my notes and then I can save it. I can also trash it. So once it's saved, then I can just close this up, and if I refresh my Google Keep, then my article comes back up, Charlotte Observer, great article for class. So then I have that note. So you can create checklists that you can mark off. You can share with other people. You can do this personally and have it on your devices to remind you as well. So every time you log on to a device, you'll be able to see all your notes. You can archive them, and it's just another tool to manage you. You can use this both with students and personally. Another product that is going to be very beneficial for teachers, not for students, is going to be Google File Stream. What Google File Stream allows you to do is it allows you to access your Google Drive on your device. So for example, if you are creating a Microsoft Word document and then you want to save that to Google Drive, if you've downloaded and activated Google File Stream, then when you go to save it, you can save it directly into your Google Drive. You do not have to open a browser to then open your drive to pull out your files. You still are going to need online access, although you can set FileStream to work online and offline and sync together when they come back online. And just as a reminder, this is only for teachers. You can only do this on a device where you have admin access, so it will not work on a desktop. It's going to have to work on your laptop. However, for some of you, this is still going to be extremely beneficial. So let me show you how that works. So in my web browser, I have Googled Google FileStream. The first link that comes up is Google FileStream support. And again, in our documentation for our notes today, I'll have the directions for you. So when I go to this, it actually gives you in Google Help exactly what you'll need to do. What it will allow you to do is it will add FileStream to your computer, so then you can organize your files, use your files just like a Windows product on your device. So you're going to want to download and install FileStream. So you'll click the download button to download it. It's an exe file, so again, you have to have admin access, so only on the teacher laptops can you do this. And then you follow the instructions. So once it loads, then you'll be able to open your drive anywhere. So I'm going to show you how to open it just on a window, and then I'll show you how to open it as if you were saving it in a file. So to find your file, or find them when they're offline, you're going to come to the bottom right-hand Windows corner and look for the little up arrow, and you're going to find a little icon for your drive. So when I click that, my drive is going to open up. It's going to tell me everything's up to date and synced, but I can actually click it and open my drive folder. So here's my drive. And this is literally my drive. These are my folders that are saved in my Google Drive. So if I open my Google Drive, you'll see the exact same thing, and then my files. So then I can save anything, it will go directly into my drive. And the same thing will happen if I'm on a program. So for example, I've been using this little quick and handy PowerPoint. If I wanted to save that, I would simply go to File, Save As. I can navigate from this PC, or I can browse, either one. So when I go and browse, you'll notice, if I keep scrolling down, there'll be one below C that says Google Drive file, letter G. And here's my drive. So now if I save this PowerPoint, it's going to directly save into my Google Drive. So again, like I said, you have to have online access because obviously you're saving stuff right to the cloud. But now you can save everything directly right into your drive. Now just be careful of this. Some teachers have found that there are a couple programs and products that don't directly save to drive and won't open up all your drive folders. But they're few and far between. Mostly test makers won't navigate all the way through to that drive, and then you just have to still put it across to your drive. But it's a great tool, it works well, and it just increases your productivity. The last Google productivity tool we're going to talk about is how to use multi-users in Google. And I think I'm going to start at the bottom here to remind you a couple things. One, only teachers can do this. Students cannot do this, and please do not encourage students to do this. Remember that CMS is a Google Apps for Education school, so your default account, or the first account you have logged in any Google product, must be your CMS account in order for everything to work correctly while you're in the school building. You can have 20 accounts open, but if the CMS one is not the default or first account, it will not work correctly in the building. Another good thing is you want to make sure that you have distinguished your personal accounts either with a theme or some other type of icon or idea so that you can quickly and easily tell that you're in the wrong account. Because as you know, teaching students, that's the most common issue between your professional and your personal account, forgetting which one you've saved it in. So we're going to talk about how to add multiple users. I'm also going to talk about a few tricks to make it a little bit more user-friendly on your device. And again, this works best on a teacher laptop with admin access, not the desktop computers that are controlled by CMS, because obviously you're not going to be able to do exactly all the same things. So the first thing I want to do is I simply want to be in Google Chrome. Okay, so the way you can tell if you're logged into Google Chrome is in the very top right-hand corner, you'll have an icon, and it should have some type of distinguishing feature. Mine says CMS because it's my CMS account. So you can add accounts there. You can also find it under your settings, which are under the three dots. And if you come down under settings, the very first thing under settings is which account you're logged into. So the primary account or default account needs to be CMS, and it needs to be managed by CMS. Okay? Now, we can add more accounts. So if we click here, we can manage people. And if you notice, I have my personal account on here. So to add a person, I simply would click Add a Person. You can title the person however you want. You can create an icon. So for example, if I was going to Actually, I'll do another personal account that I have because I have way too many. And then I create an icon. I want a different icon. Okay. One of the things I can do is I can create a desktop shortcut for this user. Okay. And that's really important because once I do that, and then I log in as that user, then when I go to my desktop, I'm going to have an icon for my user. Okay. And the nice thing is that I can distinguish my one user from my other user by using those little icons. Okay. The other thing I can do to distinguish them, if I open up my personal account, is I can change a theme. So let me show you where the themes are and what they are. So again, they're in the Chrome Web Store. Okay. And you can pick themes. So what themes do is they change the colors of your icons when you're in here. So for example, if I pick this Eiffel Tower theme, which is fine, and add it to my Chrome here, then what's going to happen is whenever I open a new tab, it's going to have that color pattern. Okay, so why do I do this? So that way if I accidentally click into my personal account, it's going to scream at me that this is my personal account because I see the Eiffel Tower, versus my CMS account is going to look like a default Google setting. Okay, for example, Justin always used the Pittsburgh Steelers as his default account because that was his favorite team, for his personal account. So you can really quickly and easily see it. Yes, you can toggle back and forth at the top of the screen with your users, okay, but the easiest thing to do is to actually create a separate icon so that you see it completely different and manage them. Also remember that your CMS account has to be the first one up there. Now students are not going to, they can add accounts, but you don't want them to start doing this. And if ever you find that your student cannot access your items, you need to check their accounts. If they do not have their CMS account as the default one, they're not going to get into the files you shared through Canvas or Google correctly because they don't have it set up right, or they won't see the YouTube video. You don't want to encourage your students to do this. And again, you can remove people by going into Manage, and then you can click on the 3 dots and you can remove them. So yes, I'm permanently deleting this person, but only from this device. Remember, you can have these on multiple devices. So I just took that person off. I didn't actually delete all my history, just that one person. Okay? So those are some Google productivity tools for you to use.